This all started with a little text message on a random
Uh-huh.
Tuesday evening. I literally remember being on the toilet thinking about this. And that's when I texted you.
Really manifested these bigger guests, and we're pretty proud of it because honestly, at first we were thinking there's no way that these people are going to want to come on to our little podcast. So now we're like, shoot for the stars and see what happens.
Future of the podcast. What will we do in year 2? We are considering. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Physio Diaries Podcast. We are your co-hosts, Dr. Melanie Ziaziaris
and Dr. Koshevatskiy, where students, healthcare professionals, and wellness junkies come to get the inside scoop of the healthcare and wellness industry.
The podcast you didn't know you needed by your favorite travel physical therapist.
Welcome back to the Physio Diaries Podcast. This isn't just any episode. Today is our 1-year anniversary episode. Cue the champagne bottles and the fireworks and everything. Can you guys believe it's been 365 days of laughs, lessons, and weekly tea? Whether you've been here since episode 1 or just joined the party, thank you for tuning in, sharing, and supporting us on this wild journey. Today's episode is all about looking back, laughing a little bit, and just reminiscing on all the wins, the fails, and all the funny stories from this past year. So before we dive deeper in today's episode, we wanted to just go ahead and reintroduce ourselves. It's been a year, so it's been 53 podcast episodes. We have not missed a single week, and we are really proud of that. But in all the midst of that, we wanted to reintroduce ourselves. I am Alice. I am a travel physical therapist. I am on my 6th or 7th contract. I honestly lost track at this point. And I'm currently in Monterey, California, and I will be here until end of November. Mel and I met through physical therapy school, and we both graduated in 2023. And we both decided to do travel PT right off the bat, and we never looked back after that. So
yes,
it's been a fun journey.
Yeah, it's been crazy. We've both been travel physical therapists for the past over 2 years now. But I have hopped around a lot, gone to Indiana, Atlanta, and other areas of Georgia. And we started this podcast when I was in Tampa, Florida, and I'm now in Savannah, Georgia. I think it is a 7th contract for me. I've been losing track of them. I always have to count now because I don't remember.
At one point,
It's
you
been a
just
lot of
stop
contracts.
counting.
Yeah. I cannot believe it's been a year.
I know, it's pretty crazy. And I can't believe that you were in Tampa still when we started the podcast, because I was in my first round in Washington, and then I went, where did I go after that? I went to Wisconsin and then Washington again, and then California.
Yeah, you've gone a lot of places since we started.
I can't sit still, clearly. I have to be moving all the time.
This all started with a little text message on a random Tuesday evening. I swear I get my best thoughts when I'm in the bathroom. Shower, youth in the bathroom, just chilling. I literally remember being on the toilet thinking about this. And that's when I texted you, do you want to start a podcast?
Yeah.
Actually, I wonder, do you have do you save your messages?
I do. I save all of them, but we text literally 20 times a day. So I don't think I would be able to find it.
That's fair.
But we should look back and take a screenshot and put it on Instagram, on the carousel post.
Yeah,
because it's been like a year and maybe 2 months now, because it took us a while to get started, and we had to figure out what we were doing because we're physical therapists and we knew nothing about starting a podcast. We literally built this from scratch, you guys. And now we've grown. Now we have somebody that manages our social media. Shout out to Gina. She is amazing. If you notice that our content just looks better than ever, it's all because of her. So shout out to Gina. She does amazing work.
You could totally tell when the switch happened, because for those who don't know, I was doing the social media in the beginning, but it was so much to manage, and
it was a lot.
We had no brain power for creativity. It's just so hard.
Yeah,
to,
it's hard
all of
to
these things.
Yeah, it's hard because we can't be great at everything. We can't
Yeah.
be physical therapists and also like podcast hosts and also be like
Yeah.
social media like creators and
Yeah.
so we were like, you know what, we need to find somebody that is good at what they do, and it'll save us a lot of time and it'll save us a lot of
Yeah.
stress from the podcast. It's
Yeah.
grown a lot since then, and we're just so excited to see how it'll just hopefully exponentially grow after that.
Yeah. No, it
Yeah.
it is wild the amount of like time, effort, money, all the things we put into this. I didn't realize this, but a lot of other podcasts, they have producers, they have people who are researching the guests and doing all of these things, and they
Yeah.
have people that do the outreach and the emails and all of that. And I mean,
Mhm.
Gina does a little bit of that, but we do pretty much everything else. Like
Yeah, managing
she
the
does.
email, putting out
Yeah.
like stuff on YouTube, putting stuff on Instagram, TikTok. Like it's just so much that
Yeah.
goes behind the scenes. And we've
Yeah.
really put a lot of our efforts and love into this podcast. So we're
Yeah.
glad that you guys enjoy it and keep listening, keep rating just to help us grow and get amazing guests on the podcast, because we really appreciate you guys and we want you to have good episodes and good content.
Yes, we want to give you the tea and the inside scoop into these industries. That's the point.
Yeah, we have had a lot of fun guests on the
Yeah.
podcast, like people that we would have never expected, honestly, to be able to
No,
interview.
never.
And they're pretty, yeah, like just big in like the healthcare and social media space. The fact that we got to talk to one of the biggest physical therapists on social media, to me, I was starstruck. I don't know about
Yeah.
you, but I was just like, wow, I've
Yeah, of
seen your face on
course.
social media for so long. And this podcast has allowed us to interview people like Jen Tran and
Mhm.
just so many, Nikki, the nurse injector, like so many
Yeah.
people that I've followed for so long and saw on TikTok and Instagram. And you just talk to them and you're like, you're just like me, you know?
Mhm.
You have this passion and you want to share it with other people. And yeah, we've just had so many great guests and so many good conversations just in a
Yeah,
year, which is
I
crazy because
know.
in perspective, that's not that long,
Yeah, true.
you
When you
know?
put just like life into perspective, it has
Mm-hmm.
felt so long, but like not
Yeah.
realistically. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Favorite episodes. What are your favorites?
I really can't pick just one.
I know, it's
I
too
didn't even
hard.
wanna pick between, like, favorite guests or something, because
Yeah.
we appreciate all their time and all the conversations are so different. We
Mhm.
really appreciate all the guests that we've had on there. I would say my favorite, most fun episode was our travel stories
That
that
was really
is
good.
coming out tomorrow, right?
Yes.
That is coming out tomorrow. It'll already be, like, weeks
Yeah, I was gonna say
later,
they've
so
already
it
heard.
doesn't matter. But that was our first episode where we kind of got our audience and people to submit us stories, and it was
Yeah.
just so much fun, and I have not laughed that much in a really long time. And it
Yeah.
was just cool to get to interact with you guys and hear stories from you, because I feel like we're always sharing our stories, but I like to know that there's other people that also have, like, crazy travel
Yeah,
experiences, and
and,
I'm
like,
not the only
crazier
one.
stories than us too.
Yeah, so we definitely wanna do more of that where it's sort of, like, interactive and
Mhm.
you guys can talk to us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
What
sure.
was
I think
yours?
I really did like the episode with I did like a lot of the guests and, like,
Mhm.
everyone had just great information, but I
Yeah.
thought the episode with Janelle, the pelvic floor physical therapist, was just, like, unhinged and, like,
Yes.
brutally honest, and I just love talking about
And
that stuff.
so informative,
Yeah,
very
super
informative for
informative.
people. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a good
like,
one.
anything pelvic health, pelvic floor related, I feel like we touched on, and it was just super informational to anyone, like, whether you're in healthcare or not, like, it doesn't matter. That was just some information that every human should know.
Mhm.
I
Absolutely.
really love our break room talks episodes because I just feel like it's just girl talk, and I just love
Yes.
to catch up with you. We both live very busy lives, and it also feels like we're kind of in like a group with our listeners
Mhm.
and just like sharing things and like insider things and inside jokes. There's
Yeah.
only a select group of people who would know some of the shit I say on this podcast. It
Yes.
just feels very personal.
It does. I absolutely agree. I can't even believe I forgot about our Break Room Talks episodes because once a month, it feels like our monthly FaceTime where we
It
basically
does.
just debrief and we tell each other all the crazy shit that's been happening in our lives. We can't keep up with each other, and nobody
No.
that's like outside of our travel PT world can keep up with us. They'll be like, "Wait, you live in California now?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, I've been here for months." Like, "What do you mean?" And it's just hard to update people because I'm not going to be just
Mhm.
constantly like, I'm here, and it's hard to stay in
Yeah.
touch with people. But I feel like, you have your monthly debrief and could just catch up, and sometimes we'll
Yeah.
do a game, or we'll answer your
Yeah.
questions. That's just a time where we just slow down, take a step back, and just update you guys on our lives. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
those are always fun.
I remember the Would You Rather game we played when we were in Chicago, and that was so, so fun. And I remember
Yeah.
one person, like, weeks, months after that, I think messaged us on either Instagram or TikTok. I can't remember. It was somewhere, but it was like, "Sam and sperm and thought of you." And I was like, "That's such a physio coded, like,
Yes. Like,
thing."
only they would know, only if you listen to the podcast.
Yes.
That's so funny, and it was months later after the episode came out.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Um,
Most listened
mm,
episode. We're not gonna say the least
almost
because
listened. Yeah.
the least are just the ones that were most recent. So, go ahead and check out our more recent episodes to bump them up. But our most listened to episode, drum roll please. It was with Miss Jen Tran,
Of
and this
course.
episode I also, by the way, love our episodes where we got to be together in person interviewing
Yeah,
guests or
I
even in
do miss
person just
that.
together. I just always appreciate that. It's rare, but it does happen, so those are always great episodes. But Jen Tran, we got to, film with her while we were both in Miami. And it was just a great episode. She really was pretty transparent with certain things about PA school and just working as a PA. And that was such a good episode. And we got a lot of feedback on social media. So it was cool to kind of get the PA world involved a little bit in our podcast
Yeah.
because we had a lot of physician assistant, for those of you that don't know what PA is, creators that started to follow us and just follow along on our journey. So
Mhm.
we appreciate you guys as well.
Yes. Like, who would have thought that we would have gotten, like, some of these big names?
Mhm.
We never thought when we started this, "Oh, we need to get people that are on TV on the podcast." Like, that was never the
Exactly.
thought. It just kind of, like, happened. That's just crazy to think, like, we kinda just, like, manifested big names, and we shot for it, and we got it. So, you never know
Yeah.
what can happen when you try.
So we basically have a folder on Google Drive where we put
Yeah.
screenshots of people's Instagrams that we would like to interview. And at first we were thinking, oh, this person has almost like too many followers.
Yeah.
We just told ourselves, no, they're not going to want to be in our podcast because we were too small. And
Mhm.
at one point, we were kind of like, why not? It's
Yeah,
not
like,
going to hurt
go
to
for
send an
it.
email. And then we started putting like Suni Lee in there and
I was like,
just
"Suni Lee, dream
everybody.
guest, please. Suni Lee,
Dream
come on the
guest.
podcast."
Yes, and we're just literally shooting for the stars, and there's been some bigger guests. Like we said, Dr. Dan is huge, and
Yeah.
everybody knows Dr. Dan. Everyone knows his face and his voice, at least. Like,
Mhm.
they know him. Everyone knows Jen Tran from either, like,
Yeah.
Bachelor, Dancing with the Stars. So we really manifested these bigger guests, and we're pretty proud of it because honestly, at first we were thinking there's no way that these people are going to want to come on to our little podcast. It's only been around for less than a year, Why would they say
Yeah,
yes?
like,
But
the
now we're
follower
kind of
count
like,
is low, but
yeah, but now we're like, shoot for the stars and see what happens.
yeah. Maybe we should say some of our, like, goals of guests. What are some of your, like, dream guests for the podcast?
Um, hmm. Let me think. Super random, actually, but
But
Dr. Mike would be really cool because I'd been following. He was like a celebrity doctor, almost. I don't even know how to explain him. He's huge, but Dr. Dan mentioned him in the episode that he was like his
Oh,
idol or someone he looks up
gotcha.
to. He would be cool to have on. Casey Means, we talked about her
Oh,
book.
yes.
I
True.
think that would be really cool to talk to her. And then there's another guy who I'm very, very inspired by. I literally don't remember his name, but I know what he looks like. He has Parkinson's and
Yes.
he is a
Jimmy? Is it Jimmy?
badass. Maybe. But he
I
is
know
just
exactly what you're talking about.
amazing. Yeah, we'll have to reach out to him if we haven't already. He is just such an inspiration.
Yes. Jimmy Choi.
Jimmy Choi. Look him up, you guys. He does crazy,
Yes.
crazy, like acrobatics. Like he could lift himself up sideways on a pole. Like he's
The
just so
strength.
inspirational. And he
Amazing.
has Parkinson's disease. And that just inspires me because I'm like, he legit has no excuses. And he has
Yeah.
a son, I'm pretty sure, that has some sort of neurological disorder. And he made a video of himself lifting and doing crazy
Oh,
lifts. And then he
amazing.
showed how that would translate over to his daily life and why he like works out the way he does. And I was
Oh,
like,
cool.
oh my gosh, this guy is amazing. So he would be
Yeah.
like a dream guest for me, I would say too. But
True.
there's so many, the list goes on.
No, that's totally fair. I think some
Yeah.
of my goal guests definitely Suni Lee, the gymnast, Simone Biles, all of that. Um,
Yes.
let's see, Raven Ross, the Pilates queen
I love
herself.
her. I would freak
Yes.
out. I'm not kidding. I don't think I could do that interview without shaking. I love her.
True. I don't want to butcher her name.
Raven.
Sha'Carri Richardson, the
Who's
track
that?
queen. She
Track
is
queen.
Olympic track. She's a track.
Okay, let me
I
look.
feel like you know who that is once you see her. She's
The
been in
name
so
sounds familiar.
Dr. Miami would be funny as fuck to have on. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Oh wait, I know Shakari.
Yeah.
Dr. Miami?
He's a plastic surgeon out of Miami, but he's so fucking funny, and he does a bunch of just,
Okay.
like he's a plastic surgeon, so that tells you enough already. Oh, like
Oh,
Dr.
I see.
Daisy Sanchez and, like, Lady Spine Doc.
Oh,
They would be
oh
so
my
cool to have
gosh.
on. Come on our
So
podcast,
cool.
please.
We need to write all these people down and reach out to them. There's a lot.
But
So
yeah,
we have a
so
lot
many,
of
so many.
future plans and exciting
Yeah,
conversations to be had. Yeah, we need a female orthopedic surgeon. We had
I
a male
know.
orthopedic surgeon and he was amazing, but we want to get a female orthopedic surgeon on because they are so rare and it's like a very
Mhm.
male dominated profession, but there's more
Yeah,
and more women that are joining it and it'd be so cool to talk to them.
yeah. Most
So
controversial
exciting.
episode.
Go for it.
Of course, the one with Dr. Odell Miller, the physical therapist. There were a couple different like takes that we got on this. So obviously anytime we talk about being doctors, the media and internet just likes to shit on physical therapists for calling themselves doctors, even though we have our doctorate. Some people were shitting on the fact that we were saying like cash based PT was the new thing and like what the direction of the profession is going to be. And I still believe that's going to be a thing. More and more people are leaving corporate PT world every single day. More and more
Mhm.
people shit on PT mills every single day. I just don't see how you could not think that's gonna happen.
I think
Um,
it will eventually. Like, if you look at
yeah,
chiropractors, first of all,
yeah,
they call themselves doctor.
yes,
Second of all, they do not take insurance, I'm pretty
yeah.
sure.
Well,
There's
depends.
some, yeah, there's some
Some,
insurances that will cover it, but like there's some
a
chiropractors
lot of
that
them, yeah,
definitely are like cash based.
yeah,
So it is kind of heading in that direction. It's
mm-hmm,
unfortunate, but
for
it
sure.
it is.
Yeah, definitely. We got a lot of shit on the internet when we posted our
Every
TikTok.
single reel from that episode. But you know what? Saying controversial stuff gets attention. So, it wasn't all that bad because it
Yes,
gets people to start having conversations.
yeah,
That's another thing. In a year of doing this, we have loved interacting with people in the comments, whether they're very nice comments or some that are just challenging us. We love that. We love to have a conversation. Maybe we're not necessarily correct or you want to share your opinion, then go ahead. We open that. We were like very open to that. We like interacting with you guys in the comments.
totally.
If
And
you
we love
guys
a
can
little
tell.
clickbait every now and then to get the views
Yeah.
up because you need that to
You
make it.
do. Yes. So we talked about our most controversial episode. we wanted to just touch on, I guess this is two parts. So things we kind of learned in this past year, both as practitioners, as physical therapists, and then also as podcasters. I can start us off with what I learned about physical therapy in the past year. Definitely have just expanded my knowledge as a PT. I've done a lot of continuing ed, and how I've kind of, because I don't do courses, I always do just med bridge because I just don't want to pay for the courses. Basically, what I do is if I have something I see in the clinic and I am not sure about it, I will just do a MedBridge course on that. So I did a MedBridge course on ACL rehab. And I just feel like I've grown a lot in terms of treating people post-op because that has been something I've seen a lot this past year. And I just feel way more comfortable, honestly, as a PT than I did, I feel like my first year. Um, let's see. I guess I've also learned that I need to look at people as a whole a lot more than when at my first year, I feel like I was just thinking, okay, like they have a knee replacement. But now I really like try to get to know the patient and really see them as a whole and figure out their why and what they want to get back to, not be like, okay, like you have 120 degrees, you're good to go. Like you passed your,
Yeah.
your marks. But they may be able to bend their knee. They may be able to, they have enough strength, but are they able to get to the floor and play with their grandkids? Are they able to garden? Are they able to kneel? So they
Mhm.
might be meeting all the benchmarks, but you also want to make sure that they have their life back because that was the whole point of getting the surgery in the first place. So that's, I feel like, what I've just been focusing on a little more. And yeah, just
Yeah.
growing and learning and absorbing as much as I can as a PT. Yeah.
Totally agree with all that. I would say very similar. Like, I've been learning a lot. I feel like I really have a lot of things down as a clinician. Things don't really scare me anymore. I'm always like, there's always something that can be done, and there's always a route you
Mm-hmm.
can take to it. I feel like in school, you're taught like all of the things. You have to do this, you have to make sure to do that, you have to do all of this specific type of manual and assessments and all of like, I don't know, it's just like a whole list of things, right? But when you get into the clinic, I feel like sometimes less is more. And
Mm-hmm.
I really have noticed that a lot recently, or I guess in the past couple months. Like, you don't need to have all of these precise measurements for every single thing. You can just look at a functional movement instead of measuring every single
Mm-hmm.
thing. Um, Certain exercises, even like most of the people, at least that I'm with, are not the highest of level. And so doing less and really making them understand things goes more a long way than just like having them do all of
Mm-hmm.
these things they don't understand. Because now it's been over 2 years. So the more you're seeing patients, the more you're doing things, you just grow in a different
Yeah.
way. Like, I don't
And your
really stress
confidence,
as much
yeah,
anymore.
your confidence goes up
Yeah.
so much. Another thing is, like you mentioned, education. I feel like as physical therapists, we try to throw everything that we learned in
Yeah.
school, but education is the number one tool that we have. And be not only educating people and explaining what is going on with their body or why we are doing certain exercises, but just being able to simplify it and make it not so intimidating to people. Because personally, for me, if I was a patient, I would want to know the reasoning behind what I'm doing, or else I'm not going to do it. Because if you don't know
Yeah.
the purpose, then you're like, oh, it's just they're throwing random exercises at me, or they're telling me to
Mhm.
elevate my leg, but why? And then when you know
Right.
why, when you know there's consequences if you don't do your exercise or whatever, then, something, it's just more encouraging for you to actually get it done. So I feel like I've
Yeah.
been educating my patients a lot more than I did my first year in the profession. But I would say your first year, you're just basically trying to almost stay afloat and just
Mhm.
you're thinking, what should I do next? How are they reacting? What is going on with the patient? How should I progress them? Everything, you know. And now I just think on the spot. Or I'll
Yeah.
just in the back of my head have a general progression of what I want to do, but I'm not stressing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also feel like another thing I've noticed is some things you just have to let go and smile and nod. That
Yeah.
took me a while because I always want to insert myself and like say, "Oh, but like this and this and like this is the research that's actually not correct." Like, whatever. But now burnout, you don't want to get burnt out. And it happens very easily. You need to protect your time and your peace as healthcare workers. So learning
Absolutely.
when to step in and when to not is big.
Mhm. Yeah, you really have to learn to protect yourself because people don't last really super long in this career, or at least in
Yeah.
outpatient. A lot of
Yeah.
people I see leaving to home health or like leaving
True.
to part time or leaving to medical sales or
Hmm.
literally anything else. So
Yeah.
I agree. You have to just protect your peace. And sometimes you have to let go. Like you should not be thinking about your patients all the time outside
Yeah.
of the clinic. You need to be able to separate that, but that takes so much practice.
Yeah.
The another thing I was gonna say is, remember we filmed what we learned a year as physical
Yes.
therapists pretty early on, so it's crazy
Yeah.
because now we're 2 years
Oh,
in,
yeah, that is
and
wild.
we should honestly film an episode like that
Yeah.
maybe in a couple months
Yeah.
because I would love to see our answers or,
True.
just see how they
End of
changed.
year
Yeah,
episode.
end of year episode, yeah.
Okay, switching gears now. What have you learned after a year of being a podcaster?
Oh my gosh, this
It
is
sounds so
hard.
weird still.
I feel like we genuinely did not know what we were doing in the very, very beginning. I remember when we filmed it with our very first guest, that was Casey,
Casey.
who is a physical therapist and has his own platform and stuff. So you guys check out that episode. But he did such a great job.
He
I
did.
don't know if it was clear to him, but we were both very nervous. It was an in person interview. And I just look back and think about how nervous I was. And now, even when we filmed with Nikki in person, even when we filmed with Jen in
Yeah.
person, I just felt so much more confident. So I feel like I've learned, I guess, how to let the guests talk a little bit more and then how to ask good, like guiding questions.
Mhm.
Yeah, confidence has grown a lot. I guess I just learned how much work social media is,
Yes.
And to the
Totally.
people that say social
Oh
media
my
is
god.
not a real job,
Like, yes, it
I
fucking is.
and we don't even do it full time. Like we're just posting clips for our, and like stories and stuff, but
Yeah.
now we have somebody else doing it for us because it takes so much work. So I just
Mhm.
learned how much background stuff it takes for social media to manage a podcast. Yeah, so
Like
I've learned
marketing.
just so much. Yeah,
Yeah.
marketing is huge. We've learned
I
so much from our guests, honestly, too. I've
True.
learned a lot from every single person. So
Yeah.
I think it's great. It's beneficial for us too to be talking to all these people and just be more well-rounded as human beings because everyone just
Yeah.
they all have little gems and little nuggets that they share with us and I'm like, "Wow, I've never thought of that way. That's really cool."
For sure. I didn't
Yeah.
realize, like, how much marketing and branding went into a podcast, and obviously, like, some of the top podcasts, right? Joe Rogan, Call Her Daddy,
Mhm.
Diary of a CEO, like,
Mhm.
they have such strategic producing, branding, marketing, how they show everything and how they do things. And I never really thought about it much
Yeah.
before, but like obviously we want to make our show as like good as we can, but it gets so hard and overwhelming and I myself am definitely
Mhm.
like type A when it comes to certain things. And
Yeah.
I'll be like fuck, they didn't do this right. I need to do it myself. Like we used to have a podcast editor and then I was like,
Oh,
no, I
yeah.
can do this better. It's like time is money and like you can't micromanage everything or it's going to drive you crazy. And I feel like that's just
Mhm.
what being an entrepreneur and like business owner is too. Like I've learned so much about like having a business. Oh my God, when we had to file and register like the LLC, get the business cards, like all of those things
Yeah.
were so overwhelming.
I know, but now we can say that we opened an
Yeah.
LLC and we kind
Yeah.
of know we filed like taxes for our business, which that was actually pretty easy because we didn't do it ourselves.
Yeah.
We got a person. Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely agree. It's whenever one of my coworkers, shout out to Roman. I don't think he's probably listening to this episode, but he did listen to some of them. He
Mm.
told me he wants to do a podcast with his friends. And I was like, honestly, go for it. It's if you're passionate about something and you love to do it, that'll take you a long way. But I was telling him about like the details and stuff. And he's like, all right, cool. Like I'm excited about this.
Taking
So
notes.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've learned so much in just 1 year, and we're just excited to see what the next year brings us and teaches us. We talked a little bit about guests that we want to have on in the future. I want to mention, and I'm curious what you would say, and we're going to manifest right now. That's what we're going to do.
Okay, let's manifest.
What are our dream collaborations with brands that
Ooh,
we would love to have this next year?
true.
What would
That's
you
a good
think?
one. Hmm.
Give me like 5.
Okay. Well, I used to say Furnish Finder, but after that whole situation, I don't know now.
Yeah. And if you guys don't know what
Oh,
Mel's talking about, listen to our Break 'em Talks episode, right?
yes.
Our most recent one to hear more
Yes.
about that.
Okay, well, I feel like we're always talking about like tongue scraping and like oral hygiene. There's this one brand called Copen. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Sorry. They are a brother and sister of Indian ethnicity. They created this like Ayurvedic brand that has like oil pulling, tongue scraping, all of these things. And they're just like really cool. And, I like to support smaller businesses versus like,
Mhm.
like a Starbucks big corporation.
Oh,
So I think they would be cool because we're always talking about that. We used to have a list.
we
I don't know
did.
where
I
that
was
list
gonna
is
say
now.
Element, like the electrolyte.
Oh, Element. Yes, the
Yes.
electrolytes. We definitely, yeah, electrolytes for sure.
Any electrolyte brand, we love
Yeah.
to stay hydrated, especially when we travel, which we do all the time. So
Yes,
that is the
for
big
sure.
one.
Yeah, and Element are super clean ingredients, so I
Yeah,
think
there's no
Element
added
would be a really
sugar.
good one.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, not just any, one preferably that's pretty good, like
Yeah.
clean ingredients. I would
Yeah.
say a clean makeup brand and one that I love is
Mm.
Say, which they are a
Oh,
huge company,
yes.
but
Yes.
I literally use like all their products for my face and I love it. It's the only makeup that doesn't break me out, which you guys know
Oh,
has been an
that's
issue for
nice.
me for legit my whole
Yeah,
life. I love their makeup.
I love that.
I'm trying
Hmm.
to think of who else. We had a list.
I know, we did have a list, and I'm like, "Where is that list now?" I don't remember. We have you guys, I don't think you understand how many notes and folders and documents we have. Everything is, like, in a
Yes.
folder, in a folder, in a folder.
Hold on, I'll find it right now. It's under
Oh my
business
gosh.
stuff probably. Well, because there were a lot. But yeah, those are
Yeah.
main ones that I can think off the top of my
Yeah.
head.
True. Anything, like, travel related, I feel like it's a good one.
Yeah. Royal
Yeah.
Caribbean, if you guys wanna put us on a cruise, go ahead. We would love to. We would vlog and put so much content out there.
We would.
Um,
We really
we
would.
really would, yeah. Anything travel related, we would love, like, rental car companies.
No.
Hit me up.
Luggages, base.
Airbnb. Yeah.
Come
Oh
on,
my gosh.
Shay.
Yeah.
I love
I
my
love
base
base.
bag.
I have a base bag too, and I love it. It is
Do we have
great.
the same one?
I have the Weekender tote.
Yeah,
It's
me
like the one
too.
that
I
has
have
like
in
the
beige. Is
piece
yours
on the
black?
bottom. Mine's black, yeah.
Okay,
I
we
love
do have the
it.
same bag. I have the beige one, you have the black one.
Yes, I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah,
It has so much space. It's like the perfect weekend tote. Yeah.
true.
Yes.
Future of the podcast. What will we do in year 2? We are considering going to the physical therapy conference, CSM, or TravelCon. And TravelCon's for like all healthcare professionals, right? Like it's just
I
travel in
think
general.
so. It's through, I think it's AMN, but it's all like
Yeah.
travelers. That would be really cool to meet other travelers and content creators. CSM would as
So,
well. Yeah. So let us
yeah,
know.
comment below, DM us. Do you care if we go or not? Do you want us to go there?
I hope they
We could
care.
always make things happen. But let us know because we are trying to plan out our year 2 in just 2026. So, trying to see what's put on the calendar.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. I think CSM is in February and then TravelCon in September. So let us know if you guys are going to either of those
Yes.
and which one we should go to. Other plans, we eventually want to do like some merch. That was one of our plans for
Yeah, it
the
was.
first year, but I think that was a little too early. If you guys have any ideas, we kind of call you guys like Physio Friends or Physio Fam, or slogans or words that you've loved that we've said that we should just paste on a t-shirt.
Anything you think is funny and is just physio coded, like this
Yes.
podcast, it like screams this podcast and like Melanel.
Yeah.
Because we've been having trouble coming up with merch ideas. Well, there's like
Mhm.
things we've considered, but getting to do merch is a process, and we're a small team here. So
Yes.
we
But
need
that's
some
in the
help.
works. That is in the
Yeah.
plans for this next year.
But hopefully we can do some more in-person recordings because
Yeah.
those really make you feel like this is real. Like right now, I just kind of feel like we're on FaceTime.
Mhm.
And it's just a different vibe, you know? To be honest, and I would love to hear your thoughts as well.
Mhm.
But over the past like couple months, just because this is a lot of work and we really are not getting paid right now for this is just dedicating our time and money. I have thought about like, do we want to continue this? Like, what is it going to look like if we do continue this? What does the
Yeah.
future look like? Is it even worth it? Like, so many people start podcasts and stop because they realize how much work is into
And
it.
they stop like after 10 episodes, like most
Yeah.
podcasts.
Yeah, I've seen influencers stop their podcast because they're like, well,
They did that. They did the whole
yeah.
podcast thing and then they're moving on.
Yeah. So I've like definitely thought about it a lot in the past couple months because it is a lot of work and
Mhm. Yeah,
like
I
it has
totally
to be for
agree.
something.
Yes. And that's the thing is like I know that there's people that do podcasts and like even Alex Cooper, she was already like semi-famous when
Yeah.
she started, but
Yeah.
a lot
She
of
was.
podcasters, they weren't doing super well like their first year. But if we look back at how far we've come and how much we've grown, that gives
Yeah.
me hope. I'm like, okay, like we just have to be patient, you know? And
Mhm.
hopefully our work will pay off. I hope you guys don't think that's like, okay, we're just talking about like making money one day, but it really does take up a lot of our time, and
Yeah.
we've put in a lot of, our time, effort, and money into all of this, and we enjoy it. Like I really love to do it, and it's been amazing, and we've met so many people through it. Even down the line, if we maybe do this podcast for a few years, then we're like, okay, like let's shift gears and do a course. Like the fact that the podcast brought us all of you guys is really like that's a huge win, and it's connected us to
Mhm.
so many people. Maybe this podcast won't go forever, but at least it'll kind of guide us to the next step or whatever we want to do.
Yeah. Yes, I
Yeah.
have big dreams and visions for this podcast, and we will
Mhm.
make it happen because we will manifest it.
Yes, absolutely.
The power of manifestation.
Mhm.
All right. I think that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning into today's episode. Whether you've been here from day one or just started following us, we appreciate you so much and we love that we get to talk to you every week. This has been such a wild experience and journey. Any support really warms our hearts. And if you haven't yet, make sure to follow so you can get notified every week when a new episode drops. And make sure to rate us so we can get hopefully signed under a network and keep producing content for you. If you want us to talk about certain topics or have like certain guests on, put it in the comments, DM us, message us, tag us in their stuff. We want to get on what you guys want to see and produce what you want us to talk about. So don't be afraid to drop a comment. All right. Love you, physio friends. Bye.
Bye.